Okay, here's some more questions that I recently got asked during my Ask Me Anything post. Okay, SKRS8088 asks, when will OG ColeMize react to DHH, which is Desi hip hop, which is like Indian hip hop basically. So I don't have an exact date. I may not do a reaction. I may actually do more of a breakdown, kind of how you see me do other videos before. Reactions is a gamble, bro. Like, I've tried to do reactions. I try to, like, you know, incorporate that, but it's so iffy, man. Like videos getting flagged and getting banned and all that type of stuff. Like, it's weird, man. Like, even though it's fair use, it's like people just flagging your stuff, and you're working on these videos and you can't even upload them. You know what I'm saying? You can't even share them with people. So I may end up doing like a breakdown more than a reaction to it. But yeah, but I have that. I'm actually currently working on a breakdown right now of the rapper NF. And I think after that, then I'll probably break down a DHH rapper. So not an exact date, but soon. You said when? Soon. That's when I'm doing it. Low Budget Rap asked how to deal with imposter syndrome as an artist. Man, that's a good question. Imposter syndrome. So let me just read the definition real quick. Imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon characterized by persistent self-doubt and a feeling of being inadequate despite evidence of one's abilities and accomplishments. So, man, there's a lot that goes into that. And everybody's different. Again, there's a lot of nuance to a lot of these questions that are being asked. Like, imposter syndrome could be something that stems from your childhood. It could be invalidation that you received as a child, like that you didn't get from your parents or loved ones or whatever. It's not always something we're putting on ourselves. It could be because we didn't get enough of that support early on, and that follows you into your adult years, and it just follows you around everywhere you go. You know, so that would be the first thing I would look at, is like, go back, revisit childhood, you know, and sometimes we have to like reparent ourselves. Go back and see where maybe your parents maybe have fallen short with some things. And sometimes you have to learn how to give yourself permission to do certain things, to feel certain ways, to think certain ways and stuff, because you never was given that. And then I would say this, that don't get so caught up in comparing yourself to other people, because that can cause some imposter syndrome too, potentially. You know, we all have different gifts and talents, and we're all unique. You know, so like, imagine if a fish lived its whole life judging itself by its ability to fly, right? Well, fish don't fly, but fish do something incredible. They swim, and they can live underwater. A bird can't do that. A bird could be living its whole life judging itself with the ability to swim. You get what I'm saying? We're all different and unique, you know, and so none of us are perfect. Everybody has flaws. Everyone puts on their pants one leg at a time, as they say. And you know, and what you see on social media and stuff, all that stuff ain't real either, for the most part, where people are only showing you their best selves. Even this video, like, I'll edit things out and I'm trying to make it straight to the point as possible, but I fumble, I mess words up and all that. Like, nobody's perfect, you know? And so what I would say is, like, try to get to a point to where the main focus is I'm doing my best and I'm making music that I want to hear, that I think is dope. Like, that's what I would focus on. And then the hell with what anyone else has to say about it. That's just my feeling on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a place where you just get secure in yourself as a person and as an artist, and just know that your music will never be for everybody. And another key thing about this definition I noticed was, like, when it's saying that it's the feeling of inadequacy despite evidence of one's abilities and accomplishments. So like, when you're just starting out, because I don't know where you are on your rap journey, Low Budget Rap, but like, it's normal, you know, early on for you to be very unsure, insecure and stuff like that, because you haven't proven yourself to be good at this thing that you're trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are just trying to see out of curiosity, like, can I even rap? Can I rap on beat? Can I like even come up with something that semi sounds good? You know, and that's a normal thing. And so that's a healthy, normal thing to not be like feeling what you're doing too much when you're just starting off. And that's something you also have to give yourself grace with, is like, I'm new at this. it's okay that I'm like not amazing right now. This is challenging, which can be fun, and I'm growing, you know, and just give yourself that space, because Eminem didn't come out of his mother's womb rapping like Eminem. Jay-Z didn't either as well. Everybody starts off not being so amazing, and that's totally okay and totally fine. And so I would throw that in there as well. Now, once you get beyond that and you're like, I think I'm pretty good, but then you're like, oh, I don't think I'm so great. I don't think I'm good enough. Once you're dealing with that, that's more of what imposter syndrome is. So hopefully with all that rambling and stuff, hopefully something sticks. Okay, Kathy Redirect says, do you have music I can buy to write my raps too? Yes, I have beats that you can lease. I have links to all that in my videos description below on all my videos. So just check it out. Just look for my beat store link. It'll take you there. And that's music that I've made that you can lease and write raps to. And then Kathy also asked, how do I get with you one-on-one? So I do one-on-one coaching as well. And that's also in the videos description below. I got a lot of links in my videos description. I know most people don't probably look there. They don't think there to look there, but there's a lot of links to really good stuff in the video description below. So check that and you'll see a link to one-on-one coaching. Okay, Crappy Croc 8869 says, for the love of God, please make a video on writing the beat. I mean, it's something that doesn't come while I heard a lot of songs done by first timers doing parody covers, just changing lyrics to an already popular song. It's more of a pop type song in our language. Lay vocals so well. To me, a rapper hitting pockets and writing the out of beats is what makes the song so mesmerizing. Okay, so Crappy Croc, I think you might be new to my channel because I have so much content about the very video you're asking me to make. So I'm years ahead of you on this. I would recommend you check out 2 playlists of mine. One is a playlist called 5 Minutes to a Better Rap Flow. And there's another playlist that I have where it's nothing but rap flow drills. And just get on that, man, because that will keep you busy and you will be challenged and you will learn a lot, and it's a lot of fun. So check those out. Okay, Cozy Cuz 4326 or Cozy Cause, the best optimal level for recording vocals clean, entire process. They say 80% of your mixing is actually done in the recording process. So yeah, that's true for like if you're recording like a live band. I'm assuming you're a rapper because you're on my channel. Maybe I shouldn't assume that, but so for us, it's a little bit different because the instrumental's already been made for the most part when we're recording our vocals. So the main thing you need to make sure is that you're not recording your vocals too loud, which is what you're asking, the best optimal level for recording vocals clean. And so most of the instrumentals that you record over have already been mastered. They're already at max volume. So that's step 1, is lower the volume of the instrumental you're about to record your vocals on top of by like -10 to like -15 decibels. That's number 1. Number 2 is then you get your vocal level to a place where you can hear it comfortably in the headphones next to that instrumental. So that means usually your vocals, because again, if the beat's been mastered and it's like -0, it's hitting like -1, -0, right? Bring that down by like -10, -15. That means that now it's peaking around -10, -15. And so your vocal could be around that range where you're peaking it, around -10. It can go above that. It can go like -8, -6. Just within that range, you're safe. You know, like I typically like my vocals peaking like around that range, -10, -8, around that range. Just all you got to do is make sure you don't clip. That's the main thing. And where most people mess up is they don't lower the volume of that instrumental, and so they can't hear themselves, and so they freaking crank the microphone gain up so loud, and then they distort their vocals, which goes back to your key word you used was clean, how to record a clean vocal. And that's how you do it. Lower that instrumental down, and then you'll be recording at a much more optimal level. And I also have a video on this, why most rappers' vocal recordings sound like crap. So feel free to check that out. I'll put a link in the video description below if you want like further details on it. Adriana Records 2530 asks, how to be cool when you're recording yourself or doing a freestyle session in your home studio? That's an interesting question. How do you be cool? I mean, I don't know, like eat a bunch of ice cream or turn the AC down real low, or nah, I know what you mean. Honestly, like how to be cool when you're recording yourself. I don't know if you're talking about video recording, because like when I'm recording vocals, I don't care about being cool. I care about sounding good, you know, and sometimes that means I don't look so cool. My facial expressions may look kind of weird. I don't know. Body language is a big part of expressing yourself. Your bodies have emotions, and so does your voice. It's like if you ever seen someone doing like voice acting, like they're really into the character. Like they're not just doing that voice, they're doing the whole body and everything. And so I don't know how to tell you to be cool when you're recording yourself. Like, again, what does that even mean? Like, what does cool mean? Like, I don't know what you think cool is, you know? I don't even care about like necessarily trying to be cool when I'm recording. I'm just trying to record something that sounds awesome, you know? But I think the gist, I'm just going to assume what you're saying is like, let's say you're recording something for like TikTok, Instagram, and you want to like look cool. That's what I'm assuming you're saying. So one is like being comfortable. Like it doesn't look too cool if you're like really stiff and uncomfortable. And a practical, this kind of goes back to like stage performance advice, like performing on stage. I answered a question earlier about that, and I was talking about being confident. And one of the things that I always have done is like, I'll look at myself performing like as I'm practicing. So like getting in front of a mirror, or in your case, you could record yourself just for you to get like feedback on what you look like, and ask yourself, do I look cool? And then it's like, okay, well, if I don't look cool, what's not cool about what I'm doing? And how can I tweak those things to be cool? You know, so like, I think a part of being cool is feeling natural, like where stuff doesn't feel so contrived and stiff. And that's something that could take time for you if you don't have experience like being on camera, because as soon as you hit that record button, it's like, there's this extra pressure on you to like perform and like do something. Once you get to the point where you hit that record button, you're like, no pressure, because you can edit things. You don't have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So like you can do a lot of magic after it, but being comfortable with your body language, being confident in the performance. So knowing the material and all that stuff. So it's kind of similar to my advice I was given on stage performance. Like be prepared, like know what you're doing, but from there, record yourself before you start uploading stuff. Take that feedback and ask yourself what can be done for it to feel better. Do you feel stiff? Do you need to be more relaxed? Is there like no hand movement and you're just rapping like this the whole time? Do you need to move your hands a little bit more? Do you need to do little gestures? Do you need to maybe look away at certain parts when you're saying certain things, or smile or whatever? Like just those type of things. Like, and I would also say, look at other performances that you think are done well, and then compare your recording you do to theirs, and you can take little things that they're doing that you like and incorporate them in what you're doing. So that would be my take on that. Okay, Kirash asks how to combine different rap styles in one song. So different rap styles will use like different cadences, and so learn those patterns, learn those cadences, and be able to rap them over different types of instrumentals. That's step one. Step two is when you're going from very drastic different cadence patterns, you typically don't just jump right from one into the other. Depending on how drastic of a difference it is, there may be a period where you have to kind of transition from one into the other. It just depends. It really depends on the type of cadence pattern you're doing. I actually just dropped a song recently. It's called Foot on the Gas. And I use quite a few different cadence patterns in there. In the verse 1, there's a part where I'm rapping very, very similar to one of my favorite rap groups from back in the day, Bone Thugs and Harmony. And there's a moment in there where I'm really rapping like them. And I don't rap like that throughout the entirety of the song. It's just during that one section of the song. So that could be an example of like, okay, it's a lot of different rap styles and stuff going on in here. And, you know, I transition in and out of it really smooth. And I think that's the main thing, is like to focus on that aspect of the different styles that you're doing. Is like, how can they, if you're doing them in close proximity with each other, how does it feel? Does it feel jarring or not? If it does, then you probably need to work on that transition. So like just a couple of quick tips on how to transition from one cadence into another cadence pattern is sometimes you just need to pause in between them so you don't just go directly from one into the other. Another one is you can change something about the cadence pattern you're about to go out of. You can change something about it. So like, let's say you add something to it at the very end of it, at the end of that bar leading into the next bar, or you do the opposite. You actually remove something from it and pull away. And that kind of gives you a little bit of a break before you go into that next one. So that's a couple of just like really practical things. So step one, learn the cadence, be able to rap that over different instrumentals, and then focus on the transitions between those two different patterns. Okay, History in Shadows asks, please Cole, take my question. What type of music should we release when we're just starting out? Because no one wants to hear about your problems when you're an unknown artist, just rapping about not having enough support and stuff like that. I'm very confused about what type of songs I should release. You know, what I would say is make music that's about things you're really going through, you know, and like just the struggles of being an artist is just one of them, you know, and then like, not all of your, like, first of all, if you don't have a fan base, the only people who's going to be hearing your stuff is your friends and family members and stuff like that. All right. So that's one thing to consider is like, who's your audience? Who are you writing these songs and you want to share them with? And like, but what I would say is, again, as I always say, make the music you want to hear. So like, if struggling as an artist is something that you're dealing with, there's certainly nothing wrong with talking about that. And again, the hell with what everybody else wants. I mean, that's just me personally. Like I say, write the songs, make the music you want to hear. Don't worry about trying to make music for everybody because you never will be able to do that. That's impossible. Like Eminem, Jay-Z, Juice WRLD, like I don't care, fill in the gap, whatever artist you want to think of. The whole world has not universally loved any of these artists or not even just one of their songs. Like everybody has a different flavor, a different taste, a different palette, if you will. So don't worry about trying to please everybody. The main focus, in my opinion, of what you should do is make music that you want to hear. And that way, any people who love your music, they actually love the art you're making. You're not just making stuff that you think they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in that trap. Make music that you really feel. And if you don't feel it, then you shouldn't put it out. And so I don't know, like, you know, your age or where you're at in life or what you're going through, but there's a lot of things to talk about. Like I'll even have people from time to time say, Cole, I'm so frustrated. I don't know what to rap about. I don't know what to talk about. And I'm like, well, that's what you should talk about. Like if that's what you're dealing with, write a song about not having anything to talk about. You know, like that's an emotion, that's a frustration, that's a pain point you're feeling. Express that, you know, and so yeah, so I can't tell you what you should talk about, you know, like, but I'll say this, that like there's many different types of songs that you can write. All your songs don't have to be about problems. You know, like imagine you met somebody, right? Imagine you met somebody, you just met them and they want to tell you about all their problems. You're off to a bad start, you know, so that supports your concern. It's like, okay, well, maybe you don't lead with all the sappy, feel bad for me, or I'm so down the dump stuff. Maybe you make more fun songs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you make more upbeat, fun songs. You could be talking trash or being silly or being funny or poking fun of things or whatever. Like there's many different types of songs that you can write. Everything doesn't even have to be about you, you know? So think of yourself as a writer is like you're a director of a movie. You know, and you're like, okay, I'm about to write this movie, this 3-minute and 30-second little movie we call a song. And you can take that camera and if it's always on you, you can turn that bad boy around and you can focus it anywhere and capture anything that you want to. Just something to keep in consideration. And also every song you write doesn't even have to be for public consumption too. You know, writing is therapeutic. It's just healthy to express yourself, period. So like, don't have so much pressure on yourself when you're sitting down there writing something or want to be creative about, oh God, what's people going to think? Who's it for? Just create. Just get those feelings and thoughts out. And then you can figure out where it belongs or what its purpose is and all that type of stuff later. But just create, just express yourself. and give yourself the freedom to just explore and play around and try different things, and try not to overthink it. Okay, that's all my responses for this video. Again, stay tuned. I'll be dropping some more videos very soon, answering some more questions. And if you're serious about improving your rap skills, make sure that you get the Rap Essentials bundle, which is 100% free. And it includes the #1 Fundamental to Rapping ebook, bar sheets to map out your flows, 6 practice instrumentals, the CMS gear catalog, 3 free rap courses. Plus, I'll personally send you my most essential rap tutorials covering all the core techniques that you need to level up your skills fast. And it's all yours for free when you join my mailing list via the link in the video description below. Once again, I'm ColeMize or ColeMizeStudios.com. And always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. Peace. Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it, kill it.